Protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They got him again!
Sixers.
Bang! It's good! Ball game!
And Flyers.
Tipped in front of the net!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
The following program is paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein. The opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
Red 83!
Welcome to the Locker Room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the Locker Room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Ron Hayes, welcome to the Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the Locker Room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the Locker Room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the Locker Room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
E-A-E-L-E-S Eagles. Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, and our very special guest, Mark Grimes, my agent at the beach, as we broadcast live from LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. And guys, good morning. How are you, Dave Klemic?
Good morning. You know me, caffeinated, activated, ready to go.
He's ready to go. And how you doing, Mark Grimes?
I'm triple caffeinated.
Well, you got to be because it's bright and early, but we got a lot to talk about today with our Philadelphia Eagles. And, you know, I already hit the panic button in week 2.
Shocker.
But I mean, with both of our Phillies teams right now, they're inconsistent, but the Eagles got problems. And we'll talk about that today, Dave Klemic, as the Eagles go down the New Orleans Saints to take on the high-powered offense, Derek Carr and Alvin Kamara.
And our low-powered defense.
91 points in 2 games they scored.
Their high-powered offense versus our low-powered defense. It's not a good mix.
Mark Grimes, you go to all the games. The passion's still there for the Eagles. They get, you know, I mean, everybody is looking forward to this. When they come out and lose the way they did on Monday night, people are like they're up in arms.
I left with 5 minutes to go on Monday night. We're driving home. Brutal. And said, thank God I'm not in that parking lot with all those crazy
Can you imagine?
Eagles.
Because the people are getting all lubed up all day.
Yes.
It's Monday Night Football.
Yep.
And then they lose in the way they lose.
Yep.
You're like the Atlanta Falcons march all the way down the field with, a minute 46 left, 90 yards to score a touchdown. Like they went through us like a hot knife through butter.
I wasn't feeling awful about that loss, not as much as if you decisively lost. Now, we don't win decisive wins, but we don't have these decisive losses either. So we're kind of right there, almost like we were last season.
Right.
So, but I know what you want. You want those decisive, really big wins.
Does it ask you too much to have a nice game where they it's it's aesthetically pleasing win?
I'm going to bring up 2 quick stats real quick that I heard. I'll give credit to Mike Lombardi.
Okay.
Saquon Barkley, most drops by any running back.
I saw that earlier in the week.
So why would they throw to him in that possession, right? And then 2, when you give someone 35, like we could have ran 35 seconds off.
Right.
When you give another team 35 seconds, it's 5 to 7 plays more that they're going to get. Why give them that option?
Agreed. I got to say this. I agree with that premise. Mm-hmm. He's wide open. He dropped it. I get it. Don't
but
throw
he's got
it.
the most drops.
I understand. Look. Everybody was one of the new offensive defensive coordinators because last year Sirianni and the staff that they had assembled wasn't getting the job done.
Yep.
Now we got Kellen Moore. Now we got Vic Fangio. Seems like we still have the same problems.
Well, these are player problems. I don't think they're structural problems or front office problems. I said this yesterday. I made this analogy with the Uber company being the front office.
That was a great analogy.
No, so thank you. I knew you would like that. And then, your coaching staff is your dispatcher, and then your players are your cab drivers or whatever. Well, these are still cab driver problems. So I don't think we see big problems yet. If you start to see HR issues, then you start hitting the panic button. Like people are yelling at each other and fighting. Yeah. That stuff is stuff that I get worried about. For right now, we're still in it.
Can I give you my analogy?
Sure. Give me a quick one.
Sirianni hits on 18 on blackjack. I mean, the guy's a gambler. Like, come on. Yeah, there's a point where you guys say, all right, stats are I got to run the ball here. I got to run clock.
You would think. I mean, the first half they were running the ball down the Falcons' throat. They couldn't stop us, and then they get away from it.
Yep.
Or like you said, you just pump that to Saquon and run it yourself. He had nothing but, and he could have run it right into the end zone if he wanted to.
All right, we got a great show lined up today. We're broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House here in Brigantine. You got to come on down. We have a special giveaway today. We're going to be giving away a Branden Graham autographed Kelly Green jersey. It's beautiful. Got it signed by Branden Graham himself. And we're going to give it away to, you got to come down to LaScalas. Whoever has the biggest bill at halftime, we'll get the jersey.
Just count.
Not that bill.
He pointed to his nose for you guys that can't.
Whoever spends the most money down here at LaScalas today during the Eagles game, at halftime, we'll check your bill.
I think this is a whole brand new marketing scheme that I've never heard before. Billy came up with this one himself. I've never heard this before.
For such a nice jersey, we're broadcasting live right now on my X platform and the YouTube channel. So I'm holding the jersey up right now. There's the autograph. It's a Kelly Green's beautiful jersey.
Beautiful. So this is like a $300 jersey. Signed, it's probably worth $500-$600
at least. Yeah. And it's good for your man room or your game room.
Beautiful.
Brandon said, and he put a little extra. Go Birds. So here it is, Branden Graham. Official jersey, Kelly Green, Branden Graham autographed jersey. And we'll be getting the keys to the game with Fox 29 News sports anchor Scott Grayson for the Eagles win today. Brought to you by Blitz's Market. In hour 2, we'll talk with the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley. By the way, Mr. Klemic, I'm playing you this week.
Oh, really?
He probably doesn't even know.
It's not a real challenge to play me.
Half his team is on the injury reserve.
Christian McCaffrey was my main pick and my first pick, and he's out.
So come on down to LaScala's Beach House. This is the place to be. They've got huge, big screen TVs. You got a great bar. This bar is phenomenal. It's elongated, and there's TVs in front of every chair has a TV in front of it. Big screen TV. There'll be all birds today, right? Maybe you might get one person put the Steelers on.
Is this the first 1 o'clock game in like 2 years? Like, come on.
Yeah.
We've been night games for the past
And that's another thing.
2 years.
Dave, as a former player, what's your preference?
I like to play at night. It's just I have more energy past like 7 o'clock. It's a weird thing. That's how I am, but it's harder to catch the ball. Like to see the sunlight's actually easier to catch a ball. So
I know from a fan's
trying to get Saquon off the hook.
I know from a fan's perspective, Grimes, you go to the game. You like being at the games, right?
Yeah.
You like 1 o'clock.
Well, listen. I here's another analogy. When I was in my 20s. I love the night games. When I'm in my 60s, I like the day games.
No, that's true.
You're in the 60s.
So
I'm almost.
I'm a substitute teacher at Haddon Township High School, right? So I had to be at work on Tuesday morning. I had to get up at 6 a.m. I was in bed at halftime. Mm-hmm. I watched the game. I couldn't go. By the way, when they lost in that fashion, I couldn't sleep. I was so upset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Listen. Yeah, I was ready. I felt good. We had the game under control almost the whole time. We just weren't decisive with how we finished. It's like watching these UFC fighters that don't know how to finish. You could put them away if you wanted to, and they just didn't. And these are also the other thing is a big thing. Colin Cowherd brought this up, and I love that guy. But he said you're getting these come from behind victories from other teams. You're getting yourself ahead, and then they're just picking you off at the end of the game, just marching down the field, and you play this bend don't break defense. But then they break at the end of it.
See, Vic Fangio, he doesn't blitz. He hardly ever blitzes. And they're going to have to do something to change the strategy up because what they're doing isn't working. Like you said, Dave, it's a cab driver problem, right?
Yeah, it's still a cab driver problem. Although, you you could start honestly, the Georgia thing that you brought up with all the Georgia guys and them all being so super talented. And you would think that would create some cohesion, some gelling. And I don't know.
Well, my brother Bobby, he maintains,
it's all in the defense, by the way.
I know. My brother Bobby maintains that these guys have won 2 national championships. They're not hungry. They've already been to the pinnacle. They've probably been making tons of money in the college, the NIL and everything. And maybe they're complacent right now. Maybe it's going to take a few years for them to become a pros pro.
I think they were pre-NIL though. To be honest with you,
were they?
That might have been.
Yeah. I don't think they made
still
the money.
making money, right?
No. Well, no. I have the stat. Listen, Dr. Rich sent me a stat before I came over. Doctor, I'm going to give him credit. They have spent almost $100 million. Here it is, right here on these guys. They got no sacks.
No sacks.
Nothing.
It's. I mean, you look at some point. Jalen Hurts missed the practice last week. They took him out for 1 series. If he does it again,
Jalen Carter.
If he does it again, what's the punishment?
Well, like Mark, I said the other day, because he's going to be sick of me hitting the point home, but it makes sense. If you have all these Chiefs but no Indians, you have all these guys that want sacks.
No pun intended.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. They're all going for sacks. That's a big. They get to do their dance moves, spike the ball, and do the.
It's
if you just
right?
if you make a 1-yard tackle and nobody gets up and does all the dance moves, you don't get the glamour. You know what I mean? But if you have all those guys that want sacks, you're leaving gaping holes for running backs to run through.
We're broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House for our Eagles pregame show. You got to come on down. We'll be watching the game with everybody down here. We're staying for the game for the Big Eagles win. They got to get a big win tonight. The Saints, they're a high-powered offense. They scored 91 points in 2 games, and they crushed the Cowboys.
They say it's fourth most in the NFL history.
That's unbelievable.
In the first 2 games.
All right, we're getting things going. Plus, we got tons of Kelly green, black, and white 97.3 ESPN Locker Room T-shirts. You come up and give us a prediction, we'll give you a T-shirt.
If anybody knows me, they know I've never had a drink in my life. Chris Marshall, one of my buddies listening right now, he knows I never had a drink. Everyone tries to get me to. I might have a drink today. It's so this is amazing.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, this is the best bar I've ever seen.
I don't want you to start drinking.
I'm not going
to. We won't let them start drinking.
We got 2 hours. We're going to get ourselves in a 3-point stance. We're having a lot of fun down here at LaScala's Beach House.
You do it.
But remind people, the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, from the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend, Ron Conklin. He's also friends with Rob LaScala, 856-988-8900, or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann & Associates, 609-263-7422, whether commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, or financial planning, divorce, financing, and more. The professionals at John A. McCann & Associates are licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call today, 609-263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more Eagles talk here as we broadcast live from LaScala's Beach House. Mark Grimes, Dave Klemic, Billy Schwein, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This is South Jersey's official home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles continue the 2024 season later today in New Orleans against the Saints.
Taysom Hill takes the snap. He is running, tries to get outside. He is brought down.
Listen to all the action with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick with pregame coverage starting at noon and kickoff at 1 p.m. This is the play-by-play home of the Philadelphia Eagles. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Tommy, I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Lenny Kravitz presents the Blue Electric Light Tour 2024. Live in Atlantic City. Ovation Hall and Ocean Casino Resort, Friday, November 1st. Get tickets now at theoceanac.com. For more, visit LennyKravitz.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper, and you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
You're listening to The Locker Room. Lee Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. The people are starting to file in and get ready for a big Eagles game today. Come on down. We have a Branden Graham autographed jersey, Kelly Green jersey to give away. Now, how to win this prize today? You come down, you sit at the bar, you sit at a table, watch the game, have a couple cocktails, order a lunch. Whoever has the biggest bill will win this jersey. Great concept,
Billy,
huh?
It's genius, bro.
Also, we're going to be giving away Kelly Green, black and white, 97.3 ESPN Locker Room T-shirts. Come down, give us a prediction. We'll give you a shirt. How about that?
I'm trying to find the loophole in this contest. That's a really good iddia.
How
come no one's ever made this up before?
All right, let's talk some football because I alluded to it earlier. But I want to ask you, Mark Grimes, first because you're a fan. He's a former player.
Yes.
You and I are fans.
Yes.
What's your biggest concern? We had this as a text question Saturday show. What's your biggest worry? What's your biggest concern?
Right, with the Eagles.
Is it Jalen Hurts? Is it the offense in general? Is it the defense? Is it Fangio? What's your biggest concern?
I'm going to go on record.
Is it Nick Sirianni?
No. Well, listen, it's all the above.
But you got to pick.
I'm going to pick my top one, Jalen Hurts, and I'm going to tell you why.
Wow.
Being a former quarterback, I used to be a quarterback.
You both were.
Defensive. He does not see the field.
He doesn't.
He does not see the field.
So you were at the game last week.
Yes.
So we talked about this. When you watch the game live, when you're there, you can see plays develop because the TV doesn't capture all that. So you can see if you're a former quarterback, you can see the field. You can see what plays. He's not. You know what? He gets. He isn't that first. The receiver in his progression is covered. He tucks and runs.
Tucks and runs, and he's out. He's out of the pocket. He does not stay in the pocket.
And guess what, Klemic? You know what that stands for? NFL, not for long if you're running in this league, right?
Well, I think if we looked at the stats of how much more different the game is for Jalen Hurts when you have A.J. Brown in the game, it's a completely different. He's got the same record as Patrick Mahomes with A.J. Brown on the field. Now, that being said, I think he relies way too much on his number one read, like you're saying. So reading the progression and him forcing the ball to A.J. Brown last year means because AJ Brown was being a kind of a whiny baby about that last year. He's like, gosh, I got to get my guy the ball. Well, now you come off your read. We realize that if AJ Brown is not in the game producing, we're in big trouble because he's not making reads. That's your proof right there.
AJ Brown's out today. And so that means the other guys are going to have to step up. But you're right. Jalen Hurts has thrown, 18 interceptions in his last 20 games?
Yep.
I mean, come on. Protect the ball. Make some decisions. He's regressed. Dave Klemic, he's regressed as a quarterback. He hasn't gotten any better.
And another crazy stat someone sent me this morning was he's had the most interceptions recalled. He had 17 other interceptions recalled on penalties.
Right.
Listen, the Philadelphia Eagles offense rank is 6 total offense. They're 6th, which isn't too bad. But, the only way it seems to me that this team's going to win is winning games 34, 30, 30. They're going to because they're giving up 27 points a game.
There's a question for Klemic. What is Jalen Hurts doing different when we went to the Super Bowl versus Kansas City than what he's doing now? That was his best year.
Right.
And he has regressed since then.
Yeah, honestly, I think with the change in offense, it is the biggest stressor on the quarterback. Now, if you're not obsessively studying this, and he probably is, I know he's a character guy.
Mm-hmm.
You have to obsessively study what you're doing and the progression, right? You have to also not just know where the ball's supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're just doing your job. Let me just do my job. And then you get to the point where you're comfortable in offense. You start to make a play.
Right.
You go, it's being the difference between a rookie and an older guy where I'm just going, I don't want to mess up. And then you're focused on messing up. So just do your job. And you don't think about getting after the catch. You just think about your job.
So I asked Mark Rhymes. He says, Jalen Hurts, what do you say? What's your biggest concern for the Eagles moving forward?
The defense, in my opinion, I hate to blame stuff on the defense, but if you get to the end of the game,
why? Because you're a former offensive player.
Yeah, I don't like to blame. I like to put the point. I like to point the finger back at myself.
Right.
But the defensive, at the end of the game like that, if you can't stop a touchdown in 38 seconds, you can bend and don't break. The biggest concern for me was not why did they allow the guys to catch a ball on the sideline?
Exactly.
You just let them catch the ball inside, run the clock down.
I got to agree with Dave Klemic. I was going to say defense for the simple reason that if they're scoring 25 points a game, that should be good enough to win in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is they're giving up 27. It's really a problem for this defensive unit. They're just not cohesive right now.
Yep. I agree with Klemic. They did not guard the sidelines. Just force them to the middle.
Right.
I'm going to give a basketball definition, right?
Analogy.
You're winning by 3. Why are you inbound? Why are you guarding the inbound? Just guard the 3-point line. It's the only way you can tie the game. Just put 5 guys out on the 3-point. Why are they not guarding the sidelines?
Exactly. And that was where I'm like, that's such for some veteran defensive backs, that's kind of the main thing you want to think about.
Mm-hmm.
You know those things. As a rookie, if a Quinyon Mitchell does it, you're like, okay, you haven't been in that situation enough times. These older guys, they have, and they're still making that mistake. So
we're broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. You got to come on down. This is the Eagles headquarters, man. It's where you watch the game. They got plenty of big screen TVs up and down the bar. There's not a bad seat in the house. Of course, the food, Mark Rhymes.
Yeah.
LaScala, the food here is excellent. Come on down. Whoever has the biggest bill at halftime will win our autographed Kelly Green Branden Graham jersey.
I love it.
But it's, the food here, I like the meatball trio. That's my favorite.
Last
their
year,
pizza's unbelievable.
we were such a distraction because we had a meatball trio in front of us, and we were like, we can't eat it when we're on air, so we're all both staring at it the entire.
And the honey ricotta is unbelievable.
Yeah, and the honey, the dip,
yes,
yeah, that's just phenomenal. Come on down to LaScala's Beach House. This is the place to be. We're broadcasting live for our Eagles pregame show. I want to talk about Nick Sirianni. He's been in the playoffs his first 4 years in the league, and everybody's like, some people, my brother included, wants him fired.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. And my brother's overreacting. I don't want him fired. But if and I said this to you earlier, Dave Klemic, the first 4 games, then they get week 5, they have a bye. If the Eagles are 1-3,
mm-hmm.
his job's in jeopardy.
Absolutely.
You know who's waiting in the wings, don't you?
I saw him being interviewed on Monday night.
Yeah, and he was very critical. He was ripping the decision to throw that ball.
I'm sure.
Bill Belichick.
Absolutely. Listen.
No, you think so?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely.
Hey,
right, Mark?
I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, Mike Lombardi said the other day, I listened another quote him again. He said, Belichick said there's 8 teams that know how to control the clock. The other 24 teams have no idea what they're doing.
My only concern is that, Dave, you're a former player. You know how professional athletes are. They might not take it from an old grizzled veteran like Bill Belichick, despite the fact that he has, 10 million Super Bowl rings. He's old school. And this is the new athlete, the modern day athlete. They're not – it's not like it used to be.
No, because you have something over them, right? And Bill Belichick, at least back then – now I know John Stone, who played for Belichick in the preseason, and he was pretty much like – I can get rid of any single one of you at any moment here. The only one that I can't is Tom Brady. That's it. I can't. Everybody else, you're disposable. I'm not going to pay you. I'm not going to. What you're going to pay? You're going to make less here than you will any other team. You'll win a championship, but you're going to make less.
Right.
So he had that on them. Guys that wanted to win a championship. A lot of these guys,
and that's what I think about the Eagles defense. I could be wrong, but Jordan Davis, Carter. The Georgia Five, Nolan Smith. I mean, these guys, I don't think they're hungry.
You're right. You're right.
At least not right now. Like maybe being a professional athlete takes an adjustment because you don't have to go to class. Not that they probably ever did anyway, but you know what I mean. You get all this free time. You get yourself in trouble.
Do you think one of those players right now would want to do this? Stand their guy up, which is what happens, and then let the other guy slip. Right, because you're going to have to suck them forward, so you can let one guy slip through to try to make a sack.
Is it the job?
No one. Everybody wants to sack.
Don't defensive tackles, aren't they supposed to take up like two blockers? They keep the linemen off our linebackers.
Yes,
they're not doing that.
Because they're all going to the quarterback.
Right, they all want, like you said, they all want to be the glamorous hero, get the sack, and this, and they're not probably staying in their gaps. They're not. And by the way, Brian Baldinger, I love him.
He's great.
Baldy's breakdowns, like he's like a coach. To the fan on, I guess it's Instagram and Facebook or whatever.
Yep.
But the way he runs back and forth with the tape, explaining everything, I think it's unbelievable.
You know who else did a great breakdown? He's out of the game for a little while, but John Gruden. He does something on the bettors thing. John Gruden's a great breakdown.
He's got a podcast now.
Yes, I watched it.
He's good.
I watched it. It's very, very good.
Who doesn't have a podcast?
Who's with? Knock on wood if you're with me.
I have one. I have.
Knock on wood when you're with me. All right. All right. We're broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House here in Brigantine. You got. I think some Grimesies are here. Who do you got here today?
I got my wife Julie and my
here?
brother Monk and my daughter Emily.
Emily's here.
And Klemic loves Emily's jersey.
It's like a knit Eagles jersey.
Yes.
It's amazing.
All right, we're broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House here in Brigantine. Come on down. This is Eagles headquarters. We're giving away a Branden Graham autographed official Kelly Green jersey. It's pretty, isn't it? It's nice.
Beautiful.
And he signed it for me the other day. So come on down. Whoever has the biggest bill at halftime will win that jersey. Plus, we have Eagles 97.3 Locker Room T-shirts. Come on down. Give us a prediction. You get a shirt. We're broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call. Chris Mooney at 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about LaScala's Beach House. The food is to die for. Great drinks, great food, great vibe. It opened last summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandma used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at LaScala's. I recommend it. They're located at 1400 Ocean Avenue here in Brigantine. Come on down. It's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll talk with Scott Grayson. We'll get the keys to the game with Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News, brought to you by Blitz's Market. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, and our special guest, Mark Grimes, my agent at the beach, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The hunt for October continues this weekend on ESPN Radio.
Swinging a high fly out toward right field as it sails over the wall for a grand slam.
The Philadelphia Phillies sitting high atop the NL East head to Citi Field to face the New York Mets, who are fighting for a wild card spot.
On its way, gone! A 3-run homer for Pete Alonso.
The Phillies at the Mets.
It's Phillies baseball on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 7:30.
Train presents The Unstoppables, those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's their train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
How would you like to go to the 2025 Masters Golf Tournament? Go to ticksforgood.org to find out how you can win the grand prize of 2 weekend passes to the 2025 Masters, as well as plenty of other awesome prizes like Masters hats, T-shirts, and foursomes to your favorite South Jersey golf courses. Go to ticksforgood.org to learn how you can win these prizes. This sweepstakes is brought to us by our friends at Shane Orthopedic, the State Farm team.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey, and how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from LaScalas Beach House in Brigantine for our Eagles pregame show. Billy Schwein, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, and our special guest, my agent at the beach, Mark Grimes. Come on down to LaScalas Beach House. We're giving away a Branden Graham autographed Kelly Green jersey, autographed by Branden Graham. It's a beautiful jersey. Come on down. We'll be giving it away at halftime. Whoever has the biggest bill at halftime will win the jersey. Plus, we have 97.3 ESPN Locker Room T-Shirts. Come on down, give us a prediction. We'll give you a T-shirt. And now, throughout the football season, we get a chance to get our keys to the game with Fox 29 News sports anchor Scott Grayson, brought to you by Blitz's Market in Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and their vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the Locker Room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. Go down there and say hello to Dave and Joe Newman. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the Locker Room from Fox 29 News Sports, Scott Grayson. Good morning, Scott Grayson.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
Well, you know, Scott, I made an announcement yesterday that I've officially hit the panic button for the Eagles.
Oh, week 2. That's
week 2.
That's
great. It's not great, right? But we're going to get the keys to the game with you. First, we're going to get your opinion on a few things. But the Phillies lost the game last night. They're worrying me. The Eagles are 1-1, and they're going down to playing a hot New Orleans team that scored 91 points in 2 games. So my question to you before we get to the keys to the game, Scott, is what's wrong with the Eagles?
Well, I'm worried about you. I'm thinking you need to just walk around the entire place there and just have everybody give you a hug to let you know that you know it's going to be okay.
All right, I hope you're right.
You got Zach Wheeler on the mound today for the Phillies. They're going to clinch today. All right, so you can relax.
Okay.
As far as the Eagles go, I mean, listen, we're all sick over what we saw in the last minute and a half of that game. And I don't think we're all going to forget that, right? No matter where they're at the end of this season, if they're one win short of something, we're all going to look back at that game and point right at the coaching staff, which to me, you know, I heard you guys talking before the break and about Belichick and the old school kind of philosophy. And you know, here's the problem today's game. Everybody wants to try to look like they're smarter than the next guy.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what happened. And listen, the play was there. If Saquon catches it, you know, I had this debate with Mike Gill earlier this week. Nobody says anything. We're talking about a team that's 2-0, and we're not even talking about why they threw the ball. He dropped it. He owned it, which I thought was good for Saquon to do. But why run that play? My thought was, if you're running that play on third down, you're committed to saying, I don't want my defense to have to go back on the field. We're going to win this game by getting a first down or a touchdown.
Right.
And you ran that play on third down. So then why wouldn't you go for it on fourth down? But even more than that, I would have argued, I like the play call. You go for it on third down. And if you don't get close enough for the tush push, I'm cool with that play on fourth down because the clock's going to stop anyway at a turnover of downs. And you would have taken another 40 seconds off the clock anyway. So there's just things there that, to me, I'm not the smartest football person. I know so much more or less football than Dave sitting there and any other coach out there. Right. But it's just a little common sense. And then, you know, Nick had 2 timeouts. Your defense is getting gashed down the field. And listen, I know you think it's good the clock is running because you're keeping them in bounds, but in 4 plays, they're at the 12-yard line. Take a timeout and reset your defense. That's on the head coach. To me, like, you know, they were getting gashed. They were moving down the field. And now you've got a prevent defense on the field when they're in the red zone. You got to switch personnel. You got to do something. And that never happened because they didn't take a timeout and give their team the chance. So many things there in that minute and a half that puzzle you. But, you know, in this game, it's a new week. You know, I was in the locker room earlier this week.
I know. I sent you a picture.
Yeah.
You're on every TV station.
I asked a couple of the guys about, you know, does this feel like last year? And you know, they're going to say no. But it didn't. The locker room didn't feel like last year, that vibe that was in there. Now, they lose again today, potentially lose next week. I think, you know, this train could start coming off the tracks. But I didn't feel that coming into this game. So, you know, early on, I'm looking to see what kind of energy this team comes out with, what kind of emotion they play with. You're in New Orleans. You're facing a high-powered offense. If you're the defense, nobody's giving you a shot here, right? You have no pass rush. You didn't stop the run last week. Now you got Alvin Kamara coming at you. You know, you make Kirk Cousins look great. What are you going to do with Derek Carr? So this is the kind of game where you kind of come out and you're like, we got nothing to lose. And I think this is on Vic to design some stuff to kind of come up here and take it to these guys. But you know, it's going to be a high-scoring game in my opinion, and I don't know if this defense is going to do enough to be able to win the game.
Every Sunday throughout the football season, we got our keys to the game with Scott Grayson, brought to you by Blitz's Market in Ocean City. Scott, I asked this question, and you just alluded to it, but like I said to the guys, what's your biggest concern with this Eagles team? Mark Grimes said Jalen Hurts. We both agreed it's the defense. And I guess you'd say the coaching staff kind of blew it last week.
You know, it's not like they forgot how to coach. And I got to believe like that was just a bad 90 seconds that it just awful that gets flushed down the toilet somewhere. Right. So it's not the coaches today. For me, I would go further and just say, look, if you can't get a pass rush, you're not going to win these games. Like you have to at least move the quarterback around a little bit. And that starts by being able to stop the run enough to force them into passing situations. This defense is showing me, I feel like we're looking at a Jim Schwartz-like defense. They're going to let you get down the field. But they're going to try not to let you in the end zone. And they kind of, they held them to 15 points for the first 58 and a half minutes of the game. They're doing enough, they're doing enough with this offense to win the game. So, but they need a pass rush. They need, and to me, that's what I'm looking at today. Obviously turnovers. This defense needs to force a turnover, for crying out loud. But today, I'm watching that pass rush, and they've got to show me something. I mean, Bryce Huff, take your face off the milk carton. Let's try to find out where you are. Josh Sweat's got to find a way in there.
I like that.
Lost and found.
Brandon Graham, you can't count on this guy for how old he is to be a guy to make the plays. But, I see a guy playing with heart. He's playing in his final season. And they got to find a way. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, these guys have to win some battles up front today. So that's what I'm going to be watching today, Billy. Frankly, I'm watching that defensive line.
All right, the Eagles have surrendered. They surrendered 27 points per game, so they definitely have to tighten it up. All right, with that being said, Scott Grayson, give us the keys to the game for an Eagles victory today against the New Orleans Saints down at the Big Easy.
It's got to be, for me, I start right there. It's got to be the pass rush. You don't have to get the sacks today. I'm not saying you need the sacks. You need the hurries. Because that is what could lead to turnovers. But so I'm going with that. Number two, obviously, you got to win the turnover battle. I don't need you just to tie it. Win the turnover battle. And if you can do that, then I think you set this offense up to find some success. They're going to be without A.J. Brown again, and the statistics don't lie. They've got to find a way to involve Dallas Goedert. I couldn't believe that Britton Covey, loved Britton Covey, nice guy, and I don't blame him for getting the ball. It's where it went. You got to catch it, but he should not have that many receptions when you have a guy like Dallas Goedert out on the field as well. So involve your tight end for today. Those are the three things I want to see. If they do those things, that means that Devontae Smith is also working on the outside. He'll get his. Saquon. Another question, Billy. This is not one of the keys to the game, but I'll ask you guys. Where is the Saquon Barkley screen pass? Why are we not giving that guy some blockers in an open field to do something?
So he's being misused or not used enough. I mean, is there enough ball to go around?
You can't say he's not used enough, but he's getting all these touches. And I'm just asking, where is that play? Because to me, I just see that guy, with his vision, with his moves, with a couple blockers out to the side, out in front of him. I just don't. It's 2 weeks now. Where is that play?
Hey, you know what? I got a question for you too, if you don't mind me.
Please.
So I'd like two things. One was I like that you said that the vibe in the locker room wasn't a down vibe. That's one thing because you're in the locker room. Second, I've never played in New Orleans Stadium. How loud is that thing, and how much you think that'll play a factor?
I've been there a couple times, and it is extremely loud. They did talk about that this week. This offensive line, I think that's a great point, Dave. The offensive line frustrated me last week with and this I think comes to coaching, but the ineligible receiver downfield things. This is all timing, and they've got to do better at that. But with the noise today, it's very interesting to watch because you've got Cam Jurgens for the first time going into a true road game where the noise is going to be deafening. I mean, it does get loud in there when they start getting rolling. And they've got a lot of reason to be excited, those fans down there, right? They're 2-0, high-powered, scoring points like crazy. So I think that's a great point today, Dave, that I didn't include in my keys to the game. And if there's a fourth one, I think that's one of them. This offense cannot shoot themselves in the foot by false starts. And it does get very loud today. So you brought up a great point. I think it's worth watching today for sure.
All right, Scott Grayson, give us your prediction. I didn't ask you for a prediction last week because it was on a Friday. It was just kind of weird, or it was a Monday night game, I should say. But give us your prediction for today's 1 o'clock game.
I want to pick them to win this game because I think they're going to come out with some extra energy and frustration from what happened last week. But I can't do it. I think they lose today, 31-27.
So you're taking the Saints 31-27.
Yeah, and the Eagles, and if it was a fifth key to the game to be out here, I just keep throwing them out. If they score over 30 points, the Eagles have a very serious shot to win the game, but they've got to get there. And that's going to be questionable whether or not they can do it today because that means their defense has to get off the field.
Scott, I just have a quick question for you. And I said Jalen Hurts was my biggest concern. It just seems like to me he's not reading the field. He's running out of the pocket after the first read is not there. And he's regressing back to the old Jalen Hurts of the 3 of the 4 years we've seen him. We've seen one good year out of him when he took us to the Super Bowl, and it just seems like he's regressing to me.
I think to a certain extent, he needs to get comfortable with Kellen Moore, and the two of them need to work on their relationship and go through these week to week film sessions. Because I think that's something that I'm counting on Kellen Moore to be able to work through with him, because I agree with you. He's not looking through all his reads before he tucks it and runs. And I think part of that is because he doesn't have A.J. Brown out there. It's one less guy he trusts to be able to look out there and see. And that's why Britton Covey got so many receptions. I think he ultimately went to his check down guy and just got rid of it, or tucked it and ran. There is definitely room for Jalen Hurts to improve, and he cannot continue to turn the ball over like he is. I question the decision to throw the ball downfield like he did at the end of the game when they only needed another 15 to 20 yards to give Jake Elliott a real shot.
So there were people that were open. I mean, Grimes, he was at the game. You know, the TV doesn't necessarily give you the good proper view from a viewing standpoint, but there were people open in that pattern.
Yeah, the only thing I will say for Jalen is he was pressured, and he knew he couldn't take a sack because they had no more timeouts. But you got to throw that. If you're throwing that ball there, get it a little closer to the sidelines and get it out of bounds and live to fight another down. Or find one of those open guys. He was under pressure, but those are moments that really good quarterbacks take advantage of and find a way to come out on top with. Jalen Hurts is definitely worth watching today. We got to see what he does and his decision making. But I agree, he's not working through all his progressions, and that was a problem last year, and it's obviously not something that is fixed yet.
All right, Scott Grayson, as always, we appreciate you. Enjoy the Eagles game. Let's get a big win. Hopefully the Phillies clinch today, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
Zach Wheeler on the mound. Mark it down, Billy. Calm down. Relax. Get
right, there he is.
While you're there.
All right, there he is, Scott Grayson, Fox 29 News sports anchor on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. Is brought to you by Blitz's Market in Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and their vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com, or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the Locker Room, get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. Go down there and say hello to Dave and Joe Newman. First hour of the Locker Room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call. Chris Mooney, 609-399-1227. Now, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we return, we'll wrap up hour number one. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, Mark Grimes as we broadcast live from LaScala's Beach House at Brigantine for our Eagles pregame show right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we're live at Ocean's Fanatics Sportsbook. We're looking back at the Eagles and the Saints, plus the Phillies weekend against the Mets. All NFL Week 3, plus football at 4 and more. It's all Monday. Gallery Bar Booking Games.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable. So be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Check it out, the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and camera control for easy access. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. New and existing customers can trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition for the new iPhone 16 Pro with Unlimited Ultimate. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screams. Go to the Gallery. Go to the Fanatics Sportsbook. Go for the win at Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. This place is phenomenal, man, and the food's even better. Billy Schwein, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, and our special guest, my agent at the beach, Mark Grimes, and of course, PJ, Mr. Negadelphia just walked in.
He's here.
He's here with his lovely wife, and he's all eagled up.
Well, he was super nice about.
No, PJ, hold on.
He wasn't Negadelphia.
Did you pick the Eagles to lose 28-10, right? Yesterday on the show, he predicted that the Saints going to win. Josh has them, I think, losing 31-28. I got to tell you, man, how worried are you? Mr. Negadelphia, because you're more negative than I am.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not looking good going into this game after last week. I mean, there's not a lot to say that's positive about what we did last week. I mean, everything we talked about the, his vision, play calling. I think Jalen's the biggest problem.
That's what Grimesy says.
I really feel that way. I feel like, he missed a lot of opportunities. And then the next stage is, the play calling. Yeah. I just didn't feel like, I think different play calling there, we could have had a different result.
Well, it was pretty good. PJ said we only have 3 problems: offense, defense, and coaching.
That's it. That was it. That was all it was. Just that.
Well, listen, they were winning the game with 1:46 to go. How do you lose that game?
It didn't take much research for PJ to get negative on this one.
No, and the defense, I mean, honestly, when you have that opportunity to close out the game, minute and
46 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to do that if you're going to win games.
All right, so you got the Eagles losing 28-10 today.
Yeah,
that's about right.
Yeah,
that's close to what I.
Honestly, that's what I think.
Vegas says 3. PJ says 23.
Yeah, I think it's going to be closer to 20. Yeah,
Mr. Negadelphia.
Yeah.
I've had, one of the funny things is how we PJ kind of came up and how it became the Negadelphian. And he was so hyperbolic. And we go back, and honestly, we would take these limo rides back from going to games with him, and he would destroy him the entire drive home. And also, his dad's a Cowboys fan, so you know what I mean. It's ingrained in him.
Your dad's coming?
Yeah, he's going to come up here.
We're going to have to rip him.
Yeah, he's a handful. You have no idea. Yeah.
All right, PJ, as always, we appreciate you, man, and we're going to watch the game here together. Hopefully we get an Eagles win. Look, I'd rather predict them to lose and win the game. Like, I don't want to be too negative, but you got to be honest. You got to be,
Yeah, calling it as you see it.
Calling it as you see it.
I mean, that's what's happening. Yeah.
Right.
But we'll see. Hopefully they surprise us.
Right.
Hopefully they come out.
We're going to get a report. Our very own Nick Earnshaw is down in Big Easy, and he's going to call. He's going to call us at 11:15 today. And he just texted me, said there's tons of Eagles fans down there, and like Mark Grimes knows, you've been on the road several times, and there's tons of Eagles fans travel well. You know that, Mr. Nick.
Oh, yeah. They go
You're
out
one of
there.
them.
Yeah. I've been to a lot of stadiums, a lot of Eagles games on the road. Yeah.
I haven't been to New Orleans. I heard it's super, super, super loud. And I've never played there.
Have you ever been to New Orleans?
I have. Yeah. Anytime you get in a dome, it gets loud. Yeah.
And then I have a relative who's he actually went to Northeastern, and I'm related to Pete Junta, the senior defensive assistant at New Orleans. I'll tell you what his philosophy is all the time. Take away their asset. He doesn't. He take away their assets.
Right, get them early.
Always get their assets. Who is it? Barkley right now, right? We don't have AJ Brown. They're going to take him out of the game. I know what he does.
Right.
And that's his whole philosophy was take away their assets.
Going to make Jalen Hurts beat him with his arm.
Going to make Jalen Hurts beat you with his arm. Exactly.
All right, Mr. Negadelphia, as always, buddy, we appreciate you, and we'll be sitting with you watching the game.
Sounds good, boys.
All right, brother. I can't wait to talk to Nick. Now, Grimesy, you've been to a lot of road games. You know the Eagles fans travel extremely well.
Yes.
It's not going to be enough to overcome the noise that's down
there.
I mean, remember a couple of years back when the Eagles went to they played the Chargers with LA.
Yep.
It was all Eagles fans.
Yep.
It's not going to be that way, but
that was in the soccer stadium.
Yeah, that was in that soccer stadium.
Right.
This
is a whole different ball game.
Mark was in the middle of the rainstorm. Remember, he's in the middle of the rainstorm. And you could hear like the phone getting hit.
That was nasty.
That was at the lake, right?
That was at the lake.
Yeah.
It was pouring.
Pelted.
Oh, it was pouring. That was bad.
So Grimes, so bad. Yes. I'm going to ask you this: I think I did ask you this. What would you rather go to, a Phillies game or an Eagles game?
Oh no, Eagles game. Just more action. But don't get me wrong. I would go to a Phillies playoff game.
No, we're talking regular season.
Nah, football all day long.
How about that, Dave Klemic? Hour one's in the books.
That was a fast hour.
I say it every time he's in here. Like, where'd the time go?
When you hear my have you heard my rendition of the "Twas the Night Before Football"?
We'll break that out at Christmas time.
All
right, we're broadcasting live at LaScalas Beach House. People are starting to file in. All these big screen TVs. It's the place to watch the Eagles game. Come on down. Have some good food, good drinks, great vibe here at LaScalas Beach House. We're giving away a Branden Graham autographed Kelly Green T-shirt, whoever has the biggest bill at halftime. Plus, we have Locker Room 97.3 ESPN T-shirts. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Dave Klemic, my agent at the beach, my special guest Mark Grimes. Of course, Madison's here on location with us. Danny Ryan back in the studio. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
Hey, Eagle fans, this is Josh Hennigan inviting you to join me today for our 97.3 ESPN Eagles watch party at Doyle's Poorhouse in Tuckerton. Come out for your chance to win an A.J. Brown Eagles jersey and other great prizes we will be giving away at halftime of the Eagles-Saints game. You must be present to win at Doyle's Poorhouse in Tuckerton at our 97.3 ESPN Eagles watch party. Come out to watch the Eagles game and win prizes today at Doyle's Poorhouse in Tuckerton.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
Looking for a new career? Want to learn more about businesses and shopping local? Then visit the free Cumberland County Business Expo and Job Fair, Thursday, September 26th. More than 100 area businesses and organizations will be on hand to discuss their products, services, and special offers. Some will tell you about job positions they're filling. Stop by, you'll be entered into a free drawing for grand prizes. Their grand prize is an electric bike, and there are lots of other wonderful door prizes to give away. These prizes are sponsored by South Jersey Water Conditioning Service and Atlantic City Electric. Enjoy food trucks, exhibitor giveaways, and much more. Free admission from 4 to 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, September 26th at the Cumberland County Technical Education Center, 3400 College Drive in Vineland. This event is hosted by the Bridgeton, Millville, and Vineland Chamber of Commerce, working together for a strong Cumberland County economy. Co-sponsors for this event are PSEG Nuclear and Town Square Media.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent are required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text GRIT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text GRIT to 42424. That's GRIT to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The Sports Bash with Mike Gill is celebrating 15 years on 97.3 ESPN, and Bud Light wants to celebrate with you. This football season, you can catch all your favorite games at the Landmark Americana in Glassboro. Every Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, enjoy ice-cold Bud Light bottles and drafts for $3, along with $3 Hoop Spike iced tea draft in their famous mason jars, and $5 neutral vodka sodas. Celebrate 15 years of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN with Bud Light and Landmark Americana, Glassboro.
South Jersey's official play-by-play home of the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
At 0 point would I ever consider not being a fan of the team.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Red 83!
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. All right, we're back broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. Billy Schwein, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver and mainland product, Dave Klemic, and, of course, my agent at the beach, my special guest, Mark Grimes. And Grimesy, doesn't that fight song? It's the best fight song. I mean, come on, man. Being in the stands.
It is one of the best fight songs.
You, like,
I don't know how it compares to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Do the Chiefs even have one?
No, but and you know what? The Negadelphian had the first time he got on here, he ripped the fight song.
Yeah, I don't know how he did that.
Oh my God!
Do that. Talk about
you are
negative.
really negative. My
Grimes.
Yeah, but his dad's a Cowboys fan.
Oh my
remember?
God! Don't let him in here.
I can't tell you. I used to be a season ticket holder,
Yep.
and I used to go with Scott Simpson for Playland, right?
Yep.
Being in that stands when the Eagles score, or when they advance to the next round of the playoffs, or even when they got to the Super Bowl for the first time in 2004, right?
Yeah. Jacksonville.
The passion, the song, everybody's singing. These total strangers, you're hugging total strangers. You're singing at the top of your lungs, and when you get to the end, it's definitely it's loud as heck.
I'm curious. When did that fight?
Yeah.
When did it
All
start?
right, so
what year was that?
So I used to.
I'm just curious.
Ready for this? I used to go to the Eagles games at Franklin Field.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to have a little band in the corner of the thing. You remember like a band that has those blocks in front of them, and they had a trumpet section, and they used to play that song. It didn't have, I don't think people that sung it at Franklin Field. They did. Then they went away for a long time.
That's what I'm saying.
They came back sometime, and when I guess
is our text board open right now?
What's that?
Is our text board open, Danny?
Yeah,
Can we get somebody to text in?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm going to take a stab at it. It's when Lori bought the team, because I don't remember when Brayman had the team.
Yeah, if anybody knows, 609-403-0973, when did the fight song
come back?
Was reinstated, because they did play it at Franklin Field at the early days at the Vet. I know that. I remember that. But then it went away.
Yep.
It went dormant, and then they brought it back. And so if anybody knows, 609-403-0973, how about we throw a shirt in, a Locker Room T-shirt for that?
There you go. Love
give
it.
us your come on down to LaScalas. We'll give you a shirt.
There you go.
But the fight song is like, it gets the crowd pumped up. Does he think it does do anything for the
Heck
players?
yeah.
Dave?
Oh, yeah.
1,000%.
Oh, yeah, they do. If they could get in on that, they're going to get in on those dance
Like
moves
if I
soon.
was a professional athlete, football player, I want to play in a city that has the passion like that. You know what I mean? Like
I played in one. Yeah, it was. But
Well,
the
so
Eagles fight song is the best.
right. It's got the Washington. I think Washington has a fight song. There are a few other teams, but nowhere is near as good as it.
You know what? Fight song always stuck out in my head as a little kid. And then the Dolphins stole it for some reason.
What?
Houston Oilers.
Oh, yeah. Houston Oilers.
Remember that one?
Yeah, man, that's there.
Houston Oilers
Number one. Yeah. Dan Pastorini.
Yeah.
Earl Campbell.
Campbell.
Yeah, man. Back
Skull
in the day.
brother.
Can you know who played for the New Orleans Saints? I'm gonna throw your name. If I say New Orleans Saints, what's the first name that comes to you?
Well, I mean, one of my football coaches.
Who?
Coleman.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Coleman played for the Saints.
Did he? All right, how about you? I say
Archie
Saints.
Manning.
I was going to say Archie Manning. How about Tom Dempsey? Remember?
Yeah, Tom Dempsey.
He had the half foot.
Yeah.
He kicked the 63-yarder with the Saints back in the day.
I remember
But
that.
Archie Manning.
Morton Anderson.
Morton Anderson. Yeah.
The Saints.
Drew Brees. Sorry. Drew Brees.
Oh, yeah.
Drew
of course,
Brees.
Drew
Yeah,
Brees.
Drew Brees, yeah.
But so one time at Maxwell Awards, I was going up to Coach Vermeil was winning a Lifetime Achievement Award. He goes, "Hey, you want to go up to we're gonna go up and see Archie Manning, old friend of mine or whatever." I go, "Sure." I go up to the room. Who's up there? Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Archie Manning, and my uncle Ralph with me. And we go up to the room. He goes, "Kill me right now. Just kill me right now." We're hanging out, having drinks with them up in the hotel room.
Not to get away from Eagles talk, but now we're on to Archie Manning, Texas Jr. How hard is it for him coming from that lineage of that family that he's sitting the bench? Now he started yesterday. He played good yesterday.
Yeah,
he played good yesterday. But and the family's all for it. Like they want him to be, obviously coached by.
Well, they didn't care. And if you see that both Peyton and Eli graduated from college, they spent all 4 years.
Yep.
They're in no rush.
Right.
They own this league.
Yep.
He will make his way in. He'll be a top 10 pick or whatever. Yep. It's just a matter of time. They're very patient.
All right, we got Josh Henning just texted the show. Josh is out on location in Tuckerton, but he just texted the song was used during the 1980s, or it dates back to the 1950s. Because I remember it well at Franklin Field when I was a little kid. But the song was not used during the 80s, but it came back in 1995. So I guess Lori bought the team in what, 94, 95, something like that.
Somewhere around there. Yep.
So that's right, Mark Grimes. Yep. All right, Sirianni. Let's talk about Coach Sirianni because a lot of people are. How do you feel about Sirianni? I mean, the guy's been in the playoffs his first 4 years as head coach. He's the Eagles are 38-18 under Nick Sirianni's direction. He's fifth best winning percentage in the NFL since 2021. I mean, he's got a resume, Grimes, but people are, last year, the wheels fell off last year. He couldn't do anything to stop it.
I don't have his head on the chopping block yet, but I think he's got to go. You got to take time off the clock last week. You can't gamble. He's a gambler.
When players, when coach makes a bad decision, I think they circle the wagons and Sirianni said he liked to call, but what do the players think when a call like that goes awry, when it goes bad? Like, do the players like?
Yeah, well, like a lot of guys may to themselves go, "No, I told you should. I told you."
I mean, they second guessing the coach.
I'm telling you, man. Like Marshawn Lynch not getting the ball at the end zone at the end of a game where you're like, you get the best fullback type of power running back, and you threw the ball and they intercepted in the Patriots game. So this is the thing too. There's a little bit of a luck. And then Negadelphian is the luckiest guy I ever met, right? Honestly, he's a guy that, talk about gambling, he is the luckiest guy ever. And
I'd rather touch?
Yeah, I'd rather be lucky than good 7 days a week, twice on Sunday, especially on Sundays. But, I think there's a lot of luck that goes into that. Sometimes when you call a play, if he makes that play, we're all telling him he's a genius. Right. And if he doesn't make the play, what an idiot. You know what I mean? Like you and your brother.
But I know. Yeah, we'll drop the gloves on that one. You wanted to comment on my on the new artwork we have?
Well, I saw the montage.
It's not up there right now, but
I mean, who was behind those pictures? No, Dave always looks good. Your picture, there's no gray hair. It looks like it was from 30 years ago. Your brother's looks like it was from yesterday. So obviously you did that on purpose. And then Josh, he looks like he's in the witness protection program.
How about PJ? He's in it. Dave Klemic. My intern Andrew Leeds is in it. Danny Ryan back in the studio. He's in it. Oh gosh, that's so funny. Nick Earnshaw.
Was Dave here for my comment on the Duck Dynasty?
So we have my locker room youth movement on Sundays, and it's Danny Ryan with his beard and his long. He doesn't have long hair, but Andrew Leeds has the long hair and the beard. Gronzi calls in and says, who you got in the studio with you? Duck Dynasty?
Oh, man. Well, that's the thing. I guess that's the style. I can't do it.
No, you can't get away with that.
I can't connect the two, the mustache and
speaking of people that were on that montage, Nick Earnshaw, we come back. We're gonna hear from Nick Earnshaw. He's down in New Orleans right now. And he says it's all green. It's a sea of green down there. He sent some pictures on X and he sent them back to me, a text message. Tons of Eagles fans down there. Will it be enough to help the Eagles march to victory today down in New Orleans, the Big Easy? We'll find out from Nick Earnshaw. We're broadcasting live here at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. This is the place to be. It's your Eagles headquarters. Everybody has a great big TV right in front of them. You sit at the bar, your seats, you got great viewpoint, great vantage point to see the game. Come on down. We're giving away a Branden Graham autographed Eagles Kelly Green jersey to whoever has the largest bill at halftime. Of course, we got Locker Room 97.3 ESPN Locker Room T-shirts to give away for you. Come on down to LaScalas and watch the game with us. All right, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and the staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's the Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. Tell them the Locker Room sent you. I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann and Associates, 609-263-7422, whether commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, or financial planning, divorce, or financing, and more. The professionals at John A. McCann and Associates are licensed and ready to assist you today. Give them a call right now, 609-263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll talk with Nicky Earnshaw. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, Mark Grimes, PJ Corda, Mr. Everything, as we broadcast live from LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The hunt for October continues this weekend on ESPN Radio.
Swinging a high fly out toward right field as it sails over the wall for a grand slam.
The Philadelphia Phillies, sitting high atop the NL East, head to Citi Field to face the New York Mets, who are fighting for a wild card spot.
On its way, gone! A 3-run homer for Pete Alonso.
The Phillies at the Mets.
It's Phillies baseball on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 7:30.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
How would you like to go to the 2025 Masters Golf Tournament? Go to ticksforgood.org to find out how you can win the grand prize of 2 weekend passes to the 2025 Masters, as well as plenty of other awesome prizes like Masters hat, T-shirts, and foursomes to your favorite South Jersey golf courses. Go to ticksforgood.org to learn how you can win these prizes. This sweepstakes is brought to us by our friends at Shane Orthopedics and the David Scales State Farm team.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around, with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable, so be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist? Huh, you don't say. Oh, I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Beach House in Brigantine. We'll all sit down here. The Eagles pregame show on 97.3 ESPN, the Locker Room pregame show. Mark Grimes, Dave Klemic, PJ Corder, Mr. Negadelphia. And we're starting to get text messages in. I'm going to let Danny Ryan back at the studio, our producer, read a couple text messages off about the origins and what happened to the fight song. So go ahead, Danny.
Yes, we got one. Tim in Some Point says 1964. He said the sound of brass band brought it back into prominence. And then we have another one from G. Wilson in North Wildwood. Says, hey, I worked for the Eagles band as a kid. I was on Franklin Field with the pep crew. The Eagles band played the song. They would march into the field around the 1968 time frame.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Like Josh Henning, he's been texting me too. The Eagles brass band played the song in the 60s and 70s. My brother Bobby just texted in, and back in the day, my uncle used to go to the game with all his friends. They used to be in Compton, a little restaurant, bar. They'd get on an Eagles bus, and they'd trek all the way over to Franklin Field. My brother says that the reason why that song really gained popularity is the Eagles stunk so bad, I think he was drinking in the stands, and they would give him a reason to have some fun because they could sing the song. That was it. That was the extent of the joy.
I love the history, like the reason behind all that stuff. Yeah. That's a neat thing. Franklin Field is still in existence. University of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it
plays
is.
there.
So I got a great story for you. So my father, we used to sit on the underhang. My uncle Frank had season tickets. I really had 4 of them. So my brother Bob and I were like maybe 9 or 10 years old, maybe 8, 9 or 10 years old. And we go to the game, and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, people were handed pieces of paper with a pencil. to a girl that was sitting behind us, and she had a fur mink coat on. And we're like, who? My dad didn't know who it was. My dad, we didn't know who it was. As it turned out, it was Joey Heatherton. She was dating Lance Rensel, the Dallas Cowboys. She was sitting right behind us. People said, "Did you ever sign this for us?" Remember the perfect sleeper? Yeah, isn't that something?
Oh man,
Yeah,
he dated a
Lance
player.
Yeah,
Lance Rensel.
who where the Eagles play before that? Before Franklin Field? Was that Connie Mack Stadium?
I don't know.
Was
That's
that
where the Phillies played.
it was Phillies played at Connie
All
Mack,
right, on the phone with us right now, talking about stadiums. Let's go down to New Orleans. Our good buddy Nicky Earnshaw is down there in New Orleans. Let's go to the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and talk to Nicky Earnshaw. What's going on, Nick? Nick, man, you sent a couple of pictures. It looks like a sea of cream. Well, so it's the sea of green. There's a lot of Eagles. They've taken over. You know the Eagles fans travel well. I just want the Eagles to play well. What do you think, Mr. Negadelphia?
We're a huge underdog. We're a huge underdog, man.
Yeah, but listen, Nick, I hate to rain on your plate. I don't want to be negative like PJ, but I can't help it. The Saints have scored 91 points in 2 games. We're giving up 27 a game. Not good. 27 a game. Not good. We see a high-powered offense. Alvin Kamara. Derek Carr.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jeez. All right, where are you sitting, Nick? You up in the nosebleeds? Nice.
Nicky Nosebleed, Nicky Nuggets.
All right, Nicky Nosebleed, Nicky Nuggets. Nick at night.
Give us the other
Nicky Schwaber.
Nicky Schwaber.
He's got a lot of nicknames.
Nick.
All right, give me your prediction for the. Let me give you. You're down in New Orleans. You're with all the fans. Give me your prediction for today's game. Wow. Jeez. Wow. 31-28. So you think all right, okay.
No AJ Brown, and you still want
AJ Brown.
All right.
How many yards do you think rushing will Saquon Barkley get? So he's like the antithesis of you. He's you're Negadelphia. This guy's Mr. Positive.
Saquon's going to have to do what he did over in on the Giants. He's going to be the whole team today if we're going to win this game.
Well, let's face it. The Eagles do have a good offensive line. I mean, they're one of the better offensive lines.
We got a line.
So I mean, they were opening up big holes in both the Packers game and the Falcons game. So I mean, I think we'll continue to see that. I think the key, and Mark Grimes said this earlier, I think it's Jalen Hurts is the key to the game. They're going to try to take, like you said, Dave, take Saquon Barkley out of the game, right? Put 8 men in the box or whatever, and then they're going to say, Jalen Hurts, you beat us.
It's on you. Yeah.
I think I'll quote PJ and the Mr. Negadelphian and say our defense backs were so bad we started drafting white defensive backs. That's how bad we are.
Well,
back there.
and Cooper DeJean, he'll get some playing time
DeJean
today,
and
Nick.
Blankenship.
Yeah. Yeah. It's bad. It's bad out there. We got to make a tackle. Yeah.
All right, Nicky Earnshaw, we're going to let you go because where are you proximity to the stadium right now? How far away are you? I said, make a sign. Hey, locker room, so we can see you on TV.
Yeah, we'll look for you.
All right, Nicky Earnshaw, I love the positivity. So hopefully you'll be right. 31-28, Nick Earnshaw's prediction the Eagles will win. All right, Nick, thanks a lot. There he is, Nicky Earnshaw on the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. Grimesy, 31-28. He's Mr. He's the antithesis of this guy, Mr. Negadelphia right here.
I'm closer to Negadelphia's.
Well, we're gonna hold off to the last till after the fantasy football guru for your prediction.
Okay.
But like Dave Klemic said, and Mr. Negadelphia, I'm sure you agree with this. If I was the New Orleans Saints coaching staff, I would focus on the running games, stop the running game, and let Jalen Hurts beat you.
Especially with AJ being out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's what they're going to do.
Scott Grayson did make a good point, Mark Grimes. Dallas Goedert, where's he been?
Yeah, no. Dallas Goedert, screen pass to Saquon. I mean, start mixing it up a little bit.
Mark, here's another thing. At the beginning of the season, everybody's saying, look at the Eagles' high-powered offense. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts. So you take one guy out of the equation and the offense doesn't click? With all that power, all that talent?
If Jalen's only going to look, he looks at the first guy. You know what I mean? He's constantly looking at it. He doesn't see the whole field. So he knows that AJ is going to create that separation. Yep. It doesn't happen with the number 2 and number 3 guys all the time.
But Mark Grimes was at the game last week. There's people, you said there were people open in the pattern.
They're open.
Hey, yeah. Can I ask you a question? Why did we trade for Dotson? Why did we trade for that guy? He hasn't done nothing. Where's he been?
You know what? I'm not so sure. Is he picking up the playbook fast enough? I don't know. I mean, he
non-existent. Yeah.
Or is Jalen not seeing him?
Yeah, or is he open and not getting hit?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's what I maintain. Like when you're at the game, you can see the play develop. Especially if you have a good if you're in the end zone, you can see the play developing. You can see who's open, who's not. TV doesn't give you that
overview. Yeah.
Right. And guess what? And Dave Klemic knows this too, Mark Grimes. When you get in that film room, the players know.
Yep.
Oh, they watch that film, and those guys know. Yeah.
The coaches, if they're true to themselves, they expose what they're doing. They keep it in house, obviously, not let the media know or the fans know. Mm-hmm. But they got Sirianni
Moore.
Offensive, yeah.
Oh, Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore. I have a brain cramp there. Or Vic Fangio when they show the players, they'll know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, you'll see it. I mean, you can see it. I mean, out the gate, some of these guys are open 2, 3, 4 seconds, and he just doesn't see them. And then he tucks or he goes into panic mode, and then you end up throwing an interception. Something bad happens.
18 interceptions in the last 20 games.
It's unbelievable.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. And they're not like interceptions, in my opinion. These aren't the ones that get deflected and the other guy gets it and things like that. These are like ones that you shouldn't be throwing.
Like totally like throwing across your body.
Yeah, running one way, going across, double coverage. It's like, come on, man. Like
last week there was 3 guys on there. There's no reason he had to throw that play.
No need for it. Yeah.
Could have gone in the middle of the field.
All right, we're broadcasting live at LaScalas Beach here in Brigantine. This is the place to be. Eagles headquarters, our Eagles pregame show until noon. And then, of course, come on down, grab some great food here at LaScalas Beach House. I know you can't wait because the food's phenomenal. I like the meatball trio. Come on down to LaScalas Beach House. We'll be here for the whole game. At halftime, we're going to be giving away an autographed Branden Graham Kelly Green jersey. Whoever has the largest bill at halftime, the manager Chris will find you and you'll get this jersey. It's a nice jersey, Branden Graham.
Yeah, I wish I could compete for it.
You're exempt. You're not out. You're out.
Oh, you're Cheapadelphia too?
Yeah,
I
want it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I want it.
You guys are out because you're here on the show.
I was teasing.
I want it, man. I'm trying.
Right. On the other side, we're going to talk with the fantasy football guru Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant. I'm playing Dave Klemic today, and the thing about Klemic's, PJ, he gets his team and that's it.
He just sets it and forgets it.
He sets it and forgets it.
Oh my God!
But, so I'm going head to head with him today.
Thank God
I beat.
Thank God it's not a race.
Yeah, By the way, I got crushed by Nicky Earnshaw last week. Alvin
Yeah,
Kamara.
Nick's
He had
got a
Alvin
squad.
Kamara. Guy
Yeah.
scored like
He went
47
off.
points.
Wow. Yeah, well, we get to play him today.
I know.
So it's going to be great.
All right,
Yeah,
so hopefully they shut him down.
Yeah.
All right, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Atlantic City, Best of Philly, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the Eagles game? Let Chet and the staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's the Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. I want to tell you about LaScala's Beach House. The vibe's great down here. The food's even better. The ambiance, the whole 9 yards, drinks. Come on down. It's Eagles headquarters down here. They opened last summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian-American seafood favorites, just like your grandma used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza daily specials and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at LaScalas are located at 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. Come on down and say hi. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's see. You went to school with Rob, didn't you?
Yes.
I did not
I
know
went
that.
to high school with him.
How
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
Rob's doing a great job. Rob LaScala.
He's an operator. He's an operator.
Oh.
He's the Steven Starr of South Jersey.
He's the man. All right. On the other side, we'll talk with the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Mark Grimes, Dave Klemic, PJ Corda, Mr. Negadelphia, as we broadcast live from LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. with Unsportsmanlike on 97.3 ESPN with Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canty, and Michelle Small. Can't wake up without it. Brought to you by the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Tommy, I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The new John Deere Gator XUV lets you cut, pack, drive, scout, weld, stack, feed, pull, load, tow, spray, and haul, all in a single day. Because with the highest cargo box volume in its class, customizable features, and a towing capacity of up to 4,000 pounds, it gets the job done. You just have to get in the seat. Learn more at your John Deere dealer or visit johndeere.com/GatorXUV.
Life can be tough, and sometimes it's hard to find someone who will listen.
But we want you to know there's always someone you can turn to, day or night. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is completely confidential and here for you 24/7 every day of the year. You don't have to struggle alone. Call 988 and let us help. We're here, ready to listen, because your life matters. Call or text 988 or chat at 988lifeline.org/chat. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwan on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine. This is the place to be. It's your Eagles headquarters, our Eagles pregame show right here on 97.3 ESPN. Billy Schwein, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver, mainland product, Dave Klemic. My special guest, my agent at the beach, Mark Grimes, and Mr. Negadelphia, PJ Porter, all here with us. Madison here on location with me. Danny Ryan back at the studio. Come on out to LaScalas at halftime. We're going to be giving away an autographed Branden Graham Kelly Green jersey signed by Branden Graham. Real great guy. And we're going to be giving away whoever has the largest bill at halftime. So you come down here, have food, drinks, whatnot, and you win.
Before we go into the guru, I want to talk about Klemic's sweatshirt because I saw this on Facebook. He's got a Navy sweatshirt on, and I saw him. He's giving a speech to the whole Navy football team with the coaches. It was unbelievable. Yeah. So how did that all come about?
I think of like an Instagram post, actually. Like they were like, can you come down here and explain, how you're getting these results on some of the equipment that we use. You can see like on a national level, like other people can see your results, and mine's in tops in the country. So I said, hey, can you explain how you're getting these scores? And I said, sure, because like we've been following your Instagram and doing all your exercises that were on your Instagram. Wow. So I go, no way.
I want you to explain to me. We're getting ready for our fantasy football. I want you to explain to me. So you have Christian McCaffrey, and you didn't.
He's doing great.
You didn't even log him out.
He's doing so good right now.
He's like, forget it, set it, forget it, PJ. This guy
doing great.
Like, do you even look at it?
No, last year.
So you need to call the fantasy football guru Brian Hartley and get some.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he hooks me up because no one else, everyone else just likes to beat me and not tell me what I'm doing wrong.
All right.
PJ's going to help me.
Now it's time for my fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant in Summers Point, serving lunch, dinner, and spirits. Watch all the big games while enjoying their famous wings. Check out the full menu at charliesbar.com. Call for takeout at 609-927-FOOD. That's 609-927-3663. Meet your friends at Charlie's Bar at the shore since 44. Celebrating their 80th anniversary, Charlie's Bar. Gotta love their wings. Unbelievable. Get down there. Let's go to the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room my fantasy football guru and yours, Brian Hartley. Good morning, Guru.
You sound like you have all the same things as PJ Corda, the Negadelphian. He comes over on Wednesday night, so when he does come over,
he has a workout. Half the locker room crew's there working out, except for me.
Yeah, you're invited, obviously, Brian. Brian was a great soccer player growing up.
He was also a pitcher.
He was on my team.
Get out, really?
Brian was a great soccer. We played on the Kicks. Remember that, Brian? Rodder, yeah.
You guys grew up together?
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Summers Point, baby.
Hey, if
oh,
that's awesome.
Brian can tell you how bad I was at every other sport, including football, until like I got to like the last. I was only good at track.
Hey, hold on a second. I will say this: if Dr. Jamison, who was principal of principal of Ocean City, but also a football coach, did not drag Klemic out of the soccer sign-up line.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah,
you told me that years ago.
True story.
Matt Jamison knew this guy could play football, and he was going to sign up for soccer.
He could play football, but not fantasy football.
Yeah, tell him the
Thanks,
story.
Matt. Yeah, so Matt Jamison, was the JV football coach, saw me standing in the line for physicals to play soccer. He grabs me by the trap like this and pulls me out of line and just moves me right into the football line. He goes, no, you're playing football.
That's cool.
And honestly, I came home with shoulder pads, and my mom was like, what are you doing? I thought you were playing soccer. I go, I know. Coach Jamison said I'm playing football. So if it wasn't for that,
I might never make play for the Chiefs.
How about that? All right, Brian Hartley. I'm actually going against Dave Klemic today. in my fantasy football matchup right now. Team Klemic's he's beat me 6 points to nothing, but I didn't play anybody on Thursday night. He forgot to take out Caffrey out of his lineup.
We're going to correct that.
I think they did. Yeah. What's that?
This is the second week in a row.
Right? He didn't take he needs to call the fantasy football guru.
We're gonna have a penalty when you come to
You know what, Brian? I got to tell you, it seems like every year when we do this with you, the injuries mount up so fast. You have to be Johnny on the spot with your transactions. Really be up on it because it's inevitable. There's so many injuries.
Can I ask Hartley a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hart, do you think it's because they don't practice in preseason? That's what all these injuries, and that's why AJ Brown's already hurt hamstrings because now they're running full speed when they didn't during preseason.
Yeah, we had Jeff Hurd, our strength and conditioning coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, speak on that yesterday. We talked about, Josh asked about asymmetries or imbalances, and the major one was with the volume that these high-speed guys can run, and everybody's running a 4.4, 4.3 nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do so much in reverse or eccentrics. That's a boring word for going backwards, basically, running backwards a lot.
You also said Hurd,
yeah.
He's a former NFL strength and conditioning coach, said on the show yesterday that they get in trouble, right? Yeah. When a player pulls a hamstring, they look at the strength and conditioning coach, like, what's going on?
And they're an easy scapegoat too. They're like, it could have been the volume that you did in practice, but they just go, you're the strength coach, blame him. And they will. Coach Vermeil used to yell at them all the time.
All right, fantasy football. NFL, what are your picks? Okay. I got a pulled hamstring. Brian, tell us about Charlie's Bar. Speaking of charity, doesn't Charlie's Bar have a golf outing coming up? Now, Brian, you went to the game last week, correct? You sat with Scott? All right, give me your prediction, Brian Hartley, for the Eagles game today. 31-20. That's the fantasy football prediction. As always, Brian, we appreciate you, and we'll talk to you next week.
I like Julie.
All right, there is the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant at Summers Point, serving lunch, dinner, and spirits. Watch all the big games while enjoying their famous wings. Check out their full menu at charliesbar.com. Call for takeout at 609-927-FOOD. That's 609-927-3663. Meet your friends at Charlie's Bar at the Shore since 44, celebrating their 80th season. That's Charlie's Bar. Now with us is the manager here at LaScala's Beach House. And Chris, thanks for having us. We're having a great time, and hopefully we'll get an Eagles win today.
I think so. I think we've seen a lot of duds the first 2 weeks, and I think the Saints are going to have their first dud game. I'm going Eagles 27, Saints 17.
Eagles 27-17.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, he's like Nick down there in the Big Easy. He's a big positive guy. Chris, this is LaScalas. Everybody has walked in and said, this place is phenomenal. Mr. Negadelphia, the Grimesy's over there. They're like, this place is phenomenal. You guys did a great job at this place.
Thank you.
All those TVs. Look at the clarity of the TVs there. It's unbelievable, right, Mark?
Unbelievable. A lot
The
of
food's
TVs.
excellent.
Food's great.
Looking right at the ocean. Don't get any better than this.
Nope.
The Eagles, we've been talking, trying to dissect this a little bit. I don't see it. I'm going to give you my prediction on the other side, but I'm not feeling good about today's game. But I know we're down here at LaScalas, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're giving away a Branden Graham autographed Kelly Green T-shirt or jersey to somebody that has the biggest bill at halftime.
You got it.
So come on down. Plus, we have 97.3 ESPN Locker Room T-shirts. Come on down. Give us a prediction. We'll give some shirts away. But, Chris, thank you so much for having us, and we look forward to next week.
Dude, always a pleasure. You're always welcome.
All right, there he is, Chris.
Thank you.
And here we're at LaScala's Beach House. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the Eagles game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's the Circle Liquor Store. Now, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we return, we'll wrap it up and get you ready for Eagles football. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, Mark Grimes, PJ Quarter, Mr. Negadelphia, as we broadcast live from LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This is South Jersey's official home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles continue the 2024 season later today in New Orleans against the Saints.
Taysom Hill takes the snap. He is running, tries to get outside. He is brought down.
Listen to all the action with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick with pregame coverage starting at noon and kickoff at 1 p.m. This is the play-by-play home of the Philadelphia Eagles. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist? Huh, you don't say. Oh, I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
You're listening to ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at LaScala's Beach House in Brigantine for Eagles pregame show. Billy Schwein, Dave Klemic, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver and mainland product. My agent at the beach, Mark Rhines, Mr. Negadelphia, PJ Corda. We're all down here. People are starting to file in, getting ready for the Eagles game. Now, I have, in my fantasy, I have that Rashid. I have that.
Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah, sure, Rashid. Yeah.
Yep. I picked him up too, Billy.
He's going to. I hope it. So I think Alvin Kamara is going to have a bigger game today.
1,000%.
Like so, when I make my prediction, I'm gonna go right off the stat sheet. Eagles surrender 25.5 points a game. That's probably what they're going to give up today.
Alvin Kamara, he plays with a chip on his shoulder like I've never seen. You know why? Because he was a backup. He was a backup at Alabama, then he went to Tennessee.
So do you like that theory that I have about the Georgia Five? They don't appear to be like really hungry.
Yeah, no.
Like they want, you know what I mean? Like they want a couple of national championships. They're smelling themselves, right?
They don't have the killer instinct.
They don't have the killer instinct, Grimesy.
Yeah. Billy, that's my favorite of all your predictions or that's my favorite one.
Right?
Because I feel it resonates with me.
Right.
It makes perfect sense.
Like you went to a smaller school, nobody gave you a shot in heck to make the team, and you had to try extra hard.
I remember all those first-round draft picks from the big-time schools,
right.
and they were out of the league in 3-4 years.
Yeah,
I totally agree with you.
All right, now it's time for predictions. It's our prediction time, and let's go with Danny Ryan back in the studio, the engineer back in the studio, my good buddy Danny Ryan, part of the Duck Dynasty, Grimesy. All right, Danny Ryan, how do you see this shit shaking out?
Guys, I hate to inform you that I'm not seeing the Eagles pulling this one out in New Orleans. I think this offense is too explosive for how poor the Eagles' defensive line and, as a result of that, defensive backs are playing. And Clint Kubiak's done a great job with their offense over there in New Orleans. So I'm going to go 34-24 Saints.
34-24 Saints. Danny Ryan, you're not like Nick Earnshaw, you young guys. I thought you'd be a little bit more enthusiastic about your Eagles making a comeback.
Nick was positive. I just can't do it today. I mean, they don't get any pressure to the quarterback. You had a statue in Kirk Cousins last week in the pocket there, and they had, 2 QB pressures? It's just ridiculous.
All right. Now it's time for Dave Klemic's prediction. I got to get your score.
Yeah, this is the worst one I've ever done for the Eagles. I don't think I've ever picked against them, even in all those losses last year. But this is going to be bad. Not as bad as the Negadelphian, but 36, New Orleans 36, 18 Eagles.
36-18 Eagles. I'm looking at the majority of the people obviously picking against the Birds. Mark Rhymes, I always said that the first 4 games and they got to buy the 5th week. Could you imagine if this team is 1-3 after 4.
Hey, who would have think that
right?
the Eagles might be 1-3?
Yeah.
And who would think that Baltimore might be
1-3
or 0-4?
How about that? People in the suicide pools last week? They got their butts kicked.
Right.
Dallas
Yep.
lost.
Yep.
Ravens lost.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit lost.
Our only hope is that the rest of the division is so bad that we just make it in there by default, right?
Look at Mr. Negadelphi. All right, Mark Grimes, what's your prediction for the game today?
Well, I'm not on the Eagles side either. So I'm looking at the total and I'm looking at the point spread. By the way,
What's the spread?
But the point spread is either some have it at -3, some are -2.
What is Vegas thinking? Have they watched the Eagles play?
We're actually getting. We were giving 3 last week.
Right.
We're now getting 3.
But I mean, I don't know. Maybe is that the standard operating procedure for Vegas, giving 3 and they're on the road?
Here's my prediction.
All right, go ahead, Grimesy.
I'm coming in with the total of below 48 or 49 actually, and I'm saying 24-21 Saints.
24-21 Saints in a close game.
Yes.
A little bit of low scoring.
Yep. I just don't think they say the pros say that they just can't be. They can't be putting up points every week like this. It just can't happen. Can't sustain it.
I'm going to follow the stats. It's easy for me to do. You look at the sheet of paper. It doesn't lie, right, Dave? Does the stats lie?
No.
All right. Eagles surrender 25.5 points a game. Today they give up 28. I say the Eagles lose this game to the Saints 28-24. I think,
there's
look,
some
let's face it.
context to stats, but the stats don't lie.
I mean, the Eagles offense, despite the fact that they don't have A.J. Brown, they still, Jalen Hurts isn't an elite. He's not an elite quarterback, but he's good enough to score 24 points a game.
When he's hot, he was.
But the defense is not showing up.
Yeah,
Dave.
right. Yeah.
Can I give a silver lining today?
The silver lining's playbook.
Phillies clinched today.
Phillies clinched today. Well, guess what? That'll make me. That's right. That'll make me. We got Wheeler on the hill. Today.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's look at my Phillies thing. Wheeler's
Yeah,
on the hill.
everybody's gonna talk Billy down. Yesterday, we needed Tommy Green
Yeah, Tommy
with his
is my
southern
therapist.
accent to work him down out of his red face.
He's my therapist. Well, because it's like a roller. I feel like I'm on the gale force at Playland with this team, up and down like a roller coaster. The game's at 7:15 today.
It's going to be interesting. One last thing I'll just bring up on the women's side. Caitlin Clark plays there. First NBA playoff. I'm sorry, women's WNBA.
Right.
They're saying the ratings could be as good as the NFL ratings for that game today.
Wow.
That's at 3:30.
That's at 3:30.
Yep.
I'll be
interesting.
I'll be watching.
I'm
the
just
NFL.
saying. It'd be interesting.
I am pretty bold about my post about Caitlin Clark and how the WNBA hates her, and I have so many people just agree with me, but I can't understand why these players hate a girl just because she's that good and she's bringing attention.
Usually rookies get
They get hazed. I get that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you haze them a little bit.
Come into the league,
But I looked at
Mario
the
Lemieux
stat
or Wayne Gretzky.
that 20% of all flagrant fouls in the entire league have been against Caitlin Clark. So that's a statistical hater. They statistically hate the girl.
All right, come on down to LaScala's Beach House. We're giving away at halftime a autographed Brandon Graham Kelly Green jersey. You're going to love it. Autographed by Brandon Graham. Whoever has the biggest bill at halftime will win the jersey. Plus, we have 97.3 ESPN Locker Room shirts to give away. Come on down. Great vibes, great food, great ambiance. You stay here, you watch the game and look at the ocean. The waves are huge.
Literally, while we're sitting here,
Palm
the
trees out the
Negadelphian says
back.
he's going to buy a house in Brigantine.
Yeah.
Because he's like, why don't we come to Brigantine?
Yeah, right?
Listen,
like
it looks like Hawaii out there.
Doesn't
right
it,
now.
right? Like, get the
Waves are
palm
gigantic.
trees. Now, the back deck is open until, I believe, next week. And then they'll close it up. But come on down to LaScala's Beach House. We're here watching the Eagles game. We're going to be here all afternoon. Come on down. Try to win the Brandon Graham autographed jersey and some 97.3 ESPN Locker Room T-shirts. Dave Klemic.
It's been great. It's been great hanging on a Sunday, my first of the year.
Both Saturday and Sunday with the Schweiner, right?
Yeah. Are you sick of me yet?
No, not at all.
All right, I'll come back.
Mark
next.
Grimes, as always,
Thank
buddy,
you
a
very
pleasure
much,
having
guys.
you
Pleasure.
around.
Thanks, Steve.
He's my agent at the beach.
Thank you, buddy.
All right,
Appreciate
always
it.
love it.
Thank you.
Your insight, of course,
Thanks,
PJ
Pete.
Corder, Mr. Everything, Mr. Negadelphia, PJ Corder. Appreciate you. Want to thank Scott Grayson.
Thanks for having me,
Yeah,
Billy.
man. Thanks, Scott Grayson. Thanks to Danny Ryan back in the studio. Madison here on location. The fantasy football guru Brian Hartley, and also Nicky Earnshaw.
Yeah. And one last thing. Can someone get Klemic's password? Come on, we can't be playing.
Thanks for making the locker room
Bruce
part of your
McCaffrey.
Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Let's go, Birds. And I'll talk to you next week right here on 97.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Hey, Eagle fans, this is Josh Hennigan inviting you to join me today for our 97th